I'd call to order. North Aurora Village Board meeting of Monday, February 3rd, 2020. We'll start with silent prayer and meditation. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. Clerk, call the roll, please.
Mayor Berman?
Here.
Trustee Gaffino?
Here.
Trustee Lowry?
Here.
Trustee Curtis? Trustee Carroll?
Here.
Trustee Gately?
Here.
Audience comments. Mr. Jensen?
Good evening, President Berman and trustees. I was here approximately a month ago, right after the dispensary opened. A month has gone by since then, and I've had a chance to do some reflection and observations. My opinion at this time is I can't think of a worse business neighbor you would foist on me but Verilife. Their clientele walks where they want to, they trespass where they want to, they throw their garbage where they want to, and most egregiously, they park where they want to. Now, I've been told from all around that the solution to the parking problem is to tow. I run a business. I'm not a parking attendant. I don't have the time to be addressing that. You have that power in the special use permit that you granted them, but for some reason, you choose not to exercise it. Why is that? You all saw what happened to our sign, right? My staff is concerned about what's going to happen next. Regarding walkers, I sent you photographs. That's just 5 minutes on a Saturday. Every time they're open, up and down the street they go. If you want to make money for the village, contact the producers of The Walking Dead. That's where you get some money here. My staff and clients have asked me why they are walking by your door. That's a good question. I want to know. I really want to know what the village's right and authority is to encourage, direct people to trespass across people's businesses. Where's your authority to do that? That's what you're doing. Lastly, let's take a look at Section 4 of the special use permit you granted to the dispensary back in December. Article 4, the petitioner shall at their own expense coordinate parking, traffic control, security solutions with and subject to the direction of the village police department and in cooperation with surrounding property owners. In cooperation with surrounding property owners. No one has ever been contacted by these people. They've done nothing, and you have not done anything to help us at all. Number 5, all dumpsters located on the subject property shall be enclosed. I sent you pictures. 2 months, nothing. What are you doing about it? Any other business would be brought to task by now. Number 6, all potholes located on the subject property shall be properly filled. They get a pass. My only conclusion is they get a pass. Thank you.
Thank you. I have a proclamation. This is to celebrate the 100th anniversary of the League of Women Voters. Whereas on February 14, 1920, the League of Women Voters League was formed at the Congress Hotel in Chicago, Illinois. Whereas the League was formed 6 months prior to, but in anticipation of, ratification of the 19th Amendment, giving women the right to vote in the United States. Whereas the League was a political experiment designed to help 20 million women carry out their new responsibilities as voters by educating them about issues. Whereas from the beginning, the League determined that it would be nonpartisan, neither supporting nor opposing any political party or individual candidate. And whereas the League continues today as a nonpartisan, political organization that encourages informed and active participation in government, works to increase understanding of major project policy issues, and influences public policy through education and advocacy. Whereas today, the League is composed of members in over 700 local, county, and state leagues in all 50 states, plus the District of Columbia, the Virgin Islands, and Hong Kong. Whereas among those state leagues is the League of Women Voters of Illinois that was incorporated on March 22nd, 1920, and in turn is composed of over 400 local leagues with almost 4,000 members. Now, whereas among those local leagues in Illinois is the Aurora area chapter that was recognized on July 25th, 2019, and in turn is composed of 28 members. Whereas the League is a civic organization that has fought since 1920 to improve government and to engage everyone in the decisions that impact their lives. Whereas the League will celebrate its 100th anniversary on February 14th, 2020. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed that I, Dale Berman, Village President, and the Board of Trustees of North Aurora do hereby proclaim February 14th, 2020 as a date to celebrate the League of Women Voters and its vision of a democracy where every person has the desire, the right, the knowledge, and the confidence to participate. And this is dated this 3rd day of February, 2020. Dale Berman, Village President. Congratulations to your league. Would any of you like to make a statement?
Thank you, Village President, and all the trustees, as well as everyone in the Village of North Aurora for recognizing the League on its 100th anniversary. None of us were here 100 years ago, but we hope to set a good precedent and continue what the League has done starting our next 100 years. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I wish you the best. Next, our consent agenda.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Discussion. Clerk, call the roll, please.
Trustee Lowry?
Yes.
Trustee Gafino?
Yes.
Trustee Curtis?
Yes.
Trustee Carroll?
Yes.
Trustee Gately?
Yes.
New business. Item number 1, Mr. Bosco.
Thank you, Mayor. Item number 1 is an ordinance decreasing the number of Class A liquor license to 5. This is in regards to Noonan's closing. So as of right now, we have a standing tradition here that when a business closes, we remove the liquor license, and then we have to decrease the number of licenses in that class back to the original number.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Discussion. Clerk, call the roll, please.
Trustee Carroll?
Yes.
Trustee Gately?
Yes.
Trustee Curtis?
Yes.
Trustee Lowry?
Yes.
Trustee Gafino?
Yes.
Item 2, Steve.
Thank you, Mayor. Item number 2 is Blessed Sacrament Church's annual dinner dance special event license. Basically, what it comes down to is they have this event and they are having liquor at the event, and because of the liquor, even though it's inside their private property, the liquor basically triggers our license requirement for a special event.
Motion approved.
Second.
Discussion. It's a dinner dance. Will the clerk call the roll, please?
Trustee Gately?
Yes.
Trustee Carroll?
Yes.
Trustee Curtis? Trustee Lowry?
Yes.
Trustee Gafino?
Yes.
And item number 3, Mr. Laskowski.
Thank you, Mayor. This item is the request for approval of a change order for the Silo Architectural Engineering Services. This change order consists of 3 parts. The first part is a result of the meeting we had with our general contractor, who's our design build contractor, R.C. Wegman. We met with them, our consulting engineer, and staff, and we were going through different cost-saving measures that we could possibly think of to bring the cost of the overall construction of the silo project down. One of those cost-saving measures that we came up with was that we made it very clear to the contractor that in the revised design, the contractor would not have to get into the center of the silo in order to put some bolts to fasten different parts of the proposed lighting structure to the silo. And as a part of that, there was a redesign then that WBK undertook in order to specify how that that part would now be attached to the silo. So essentially what we did is we're spending a little bit of money to do a minor design change in the end to make a larger, the construction cost significantly less. That's the first part of the change order. The second part of a change order is running an electrical service to the silo. This electrical service was going to have to be run to the silo regardless of whether or not it was in this contract or not. As a part of that same meeting, we chose to put this part of the project in the silo contract because it would have the same contractor then doing both the electrical, installing the lights, and running this service. So if there was ever a problem, we'd only have one contractor that we'd have to contact and wouldn't end up with two contractors maybe pointing the finger at each other if there was a problem. And the final part of this change order is just the administrative costs associated with the architect who coordinates the communication between our various engineers and electricians on this. So it's essentially just an administrative cost. So at this time, we're requesting a change order in the amount of $18,129.17.
Motion approved.
Second.
Discussion? Clerk, call the roll, please.
Trustee Gately?
Yes.
Trustee Carroll?
Yes.
Trustee Curtis?
Yes.
Trustee Lowry?
Yes.
Trustee Gafino?
Yes.
All right, I have no old business. I have no comments. Committee reports? Trustee comments?
Yeah, I have one. In the property, Steve, with the potholes, is it possible for us to send somebody there and fix the potholes and then back charge the owner?
That's something we can look at doing. We talked this morning about having, we reached out to the property today, spoke to the attorney for Verilife, and we're specifically telling them about their special use requirements. We had an email a few days ago that said that they were going to fix the potholes, weather dependent, and it was supposed to be done a few days ago. It never got done. We talked to them about the enclosures probably about a week ago for the dumpsters, and we told them they needed a permit, and then we haven't heard back from them since. So today we reached out to their attorney, as that person is specifically into land use and understands special use requirements, and wanted to convey the fact that that would be the next recourse should they not do anything, would be to have to go through a special use process again. But before we get there, we wanted to make sure that they just understood that this was serious and they need to continue with the parking efforts. As far as the potholes go, I don't think we've done that in the past, but that's something that if the board's comfortable with, we could always figure out how many potholes are out there, patch them, and then back bill them for our time, effort, administrative costs. We've never done that, but it's not saying we can't do it.
I agree with Mark. Something needs to be done. This is a business that's been open for 30 days. I understand growing pains. However, there's also being a good neighbor, and there's also agreeing to the terms of our agreement. I'm all for being Mr. Nice Guy, but there's got to be a time where we say we're going to start fining you and forcing our hand on this, because it isn't fair to the other business owners, and it's not fair. Even, and that's a lawsuit waiting to happen. I drove through there the other day, and I did see some of those potholes. They're pretty substantial. And then same thing with the trash and the litter. I saw all the trash, and, it's a public health issue. We make, rats, vermin, who knows what else it's going to attract.
So
I'm in favor of telling them, look, you got 24 hours, 48 hours, or if not, you're going to get fined.
That's what I would recommend, that you would have a time limit, and what we would say is we'd actually reach out to the building owner as well. Talk to Verilife and building owner, let them both know that you have X amount of days to fill those potholes. We've given you ample time. This is going to be our going rate. We'll come up with the numbers with John and Bill, and we'll say otherwise it's either going to be a fine or we're going to do it and we're going to back bill you for these costs.
Excellent. Good. That'll be good. Thanks, Steve.
It was discussed at our staff meeting this morning. I think that's the avenue we want to approach, so I think the board is certainly in agreement with that. I think the idea of us go patching ourselves is a different thing. I don't know. We don't really have the, are we legal able to do that? I don't know. So there's some other things that goes into it. So we need to speak with certainly the owner of the property and in this case, the lawyer for the business. So I think that we're addressing it properly. Mark?
Okay.
Mr. Bosco?
I was just going to talk about the issues with the dispensary, but I think we just covered that. Thank you.
Mr. Attorney?
No report.
Our village departments. Mr. Hanna, Finance?
No report.
Mr. Toth, Community Development.
No report.
Chief Fisher, Police.
No report, sir.
And Mr. Laskowski, Public Works.
No report.
We have no executive session. I would entertain a motion to adjourn for the evening.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? We are adjourned for the evening. Thank you very much.
Very good. Steve.